I'm gonna put my mouse back on charge. My mouse was a little tired this morning. It didn't have any juice. All right. So let's get back over to here. We're good. Not running there. Where is it? Oh, it's probably the whole thing, right? Where is it running? Huh. Okay. Well, oh, that's where it is. Yep. I knew it was there. Okay, there we go. All right. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the chaos and confusion that is the daily awakening. Hey, we're doing Thinking Grow Rich, and we are on chapter 3, Faith, and we spent all yesterday, 45 minutes, on the first 3 paragraphs. So if you want to see what that sounds like, looks like, feels like, go back to yesterday and check it out. And now I unmute my mic, so in case anybody says something. So how to develop faith. That's where we're starting off today. How to develop faith, page 79 in my book that I'm reading. There comes now a statement which will give a better understanding to the importance of the principle of autosuggestion. To the importance the principle of autosuggestion assumes in the transmutation. So this word, it's important to understand transmutation. Transforming, it's the alchemy of success. How you transmute something into something else, right? You have a thought that you want to turn into a physical reality. Faith is going to be the necessary alchemist to take that idea through faith and access to the infinite intelligence, all of that, and send it into the physical world, to have it return back to you in the physical world. Because remember, you're sending something out in one form, and it's coming back in a different form. Does that make sense? Good morning, Beamish. Let me read this again. Autosuggestion assumes in the transmutation of desire into its physical or monetary equivalent. Namely, faith is a state of mind which may be induced. Well, I don't have faith. No, you can induce faith or created by affirmation or repeated instructions to the subconscious mind through the practice of autosuggestion, aka self-talk. I can promise you, from my experience, what you talk about in your head, you bring about. If you meet somebody who's miserable compared to everybody else that you know, they're frustrated, they're aggravated, they're agitated, they see life as not even, they don't even own a cup, let alone half full. It is their self-talk. It is their self-talk. It's when the grumpy old grandfather sees their granddaughter and they turn into a little mush ball. The grandfather does, this grumpy old gruff man. Rah, 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 rah. Oh, there's my baby. That's self-talk. That's self-talk. When they see their grandchild and they turn into something completely different, when they see their enemy and they can turn into something completely different, that's self-talk. That is programming that is running at a subconscious level. How you respond to situations. Well, if I eat that, I get sick. That's self-talk. Just saying. So I have underlined faith is a state of mind which may be induced or created by affirmation or repeated instructions to the subconscious mind through the principle of autosuggestion. If you want to change your life today, starting right now, right this minute at 6:10, 6:11, 6:06, whatever it is, depending upon which clock I look at. 6:09. Yeah, so 6:10, pretty close. You can start with your self-talk. Write down what you want to think about. Write down what you want to say. Write down what you want to feel. And then repeat it over and over and over, because you have to undo what's currently being done to your brain. If you're frustrated, aggravated, agitated, that's what you programmed into your brain yesterday and yesterweek and yesteryear. There is no reason for you to be angry, mad, or frustrated. There is no reason for you to be doubtful. What is there to doubt? You wake up every day in abundance. Don't you wake up every day in abundance? I can prove it. Take a breath, as big a breath as you want. Oh, look, there's air for me. There is abundance everywhere. So I have written on the side, it is not the conscious mind that needs convincing. It's the subconscious mind. Faith can be grown. These are my notes. Faith can be, quote, grown, unquote. So as an illustrator, consider the purpose for which you are, presumably reading this book. The object, naturally, is to acquire and transmute intangible, the ability to transmute the intangible thought impulse of desire into its physical counterpart, money. By following the instructions, this is underlined in my book and highlighted, by following the instructions laid down in the chapters on auto-suggestion and the subconscious mind, as summarized in the chapter on auto-suggestion, you may convince, in italicized, convince the subconscious mind that you, italicized, believe you will receive that for which you ask. You will act upon that belief, which your subconscious mind passes back to you in the form of faith, followed by definite plans for procuring that which you desire. See, when it says this is the first practical formula, the practical creation of success, he had nothing to do in building it. There's people who have had success prior to Napoleon Hill. Andrew Carnegie is one of them. The 500 men he interviewed are examples of prior to using this formula. You get that, right? The fact that Think and Grow Rich showed up is not when everybody started having success. There were people that had success before Think and Grow Rich was built. It seemed arbitrary, it seemed elusive, it seemed unduplicatable. And yet, 500 men seem to get very wealthy. 500 of the richest men seem to get wealthy. Not necessarily in collaboration. They knew each other. A lot of them knew each other. Not all 500 knew each other. My point is that there is nothing in this philosophy that was created. Follow me. It was simply an awareness. So why do I say that? Why do I say there's nothing new here? The syntax, the way it was put in form is new. The way it was put in shape is new. But it always existed. So if it always existed, why is this such a powerful book? Because it gave the uneducated, as it relates to success, if you're struggling with success, let's be clear, this is a mental toughness moment. You are uneducated in success. You're okay with average. You're uneducated in sustainable, repeatable success. Ouch. The key is to understand that this allows you to maintain sustainable, repeatable, dependable, predictable success. One of the things I ask people who are looking to join the gig business, the side gig business, the side hustle business, I particularly like the field of network marketing. It allows me a tremendous amount of leverage when I was building organizations. One of the things I would ask people is, are you ready to create duplicatable, dependable, predictable success? Yes, you realize you do not have that right now. You do not have predictable success. you struggle with what you currently do. Would it be fair to say that everything you've spent your time on, everything you've spent your time learning, everything you spent your time processing has kept you from dependable, duplicatable, predictable success? So my question is do you want that? Awesome. When do you want to start? How much does it cost? Then you have no clue of what kind of success you want. If somebody asks me, now it's because I have a signal that allows me to say that. Somebody can repeat these words, and I promise you, it'll be a nuclear train wreck of epic proportion because your signal's not in the right space. The way with which you say it. I can call somebody out and say, hey, listen, your success isn't dependable. When do you want to learn dependable success? Because it has nothing to do with the program. It has nothing to do with the comp plan. It has nothing to do with the product. All products create dependable success. You just haven't found the formula that works for you to create dependable success. And what I will offer you is something you've never done before, which means you're going to have to do things you've never done before to attain things you've never had before. And it's everything that I suggest to you that needs to be done. Not part of it, not a piece of it, not I don't like that part. You will suffer until. Self-talk is one of the biggest ones. It's not about putting 5 inches of muscle onto your biceps, taking your waist down 10 inches. No, it's none of that. It's all up here, and it's your hardware, not your software. It's why I created the program called NES, Neuro Energetic Self-Sculpting. It's time for you to self-sculpt yourself. So, the method by following the instructions, believe, receive, follow, definite. The method by which one develops faith where it does not already exist is extremely difficult to describe. Almost as difficult, in fact, as it would be to describe the color red to a blind man who has never seen color, and nothing with which to compare what you describe, and nothing with which you compare what you describe to him. Faith is a state of mind which you may develop at will. You can start faith right now. And some of you think you have faith and you do not. Your results show it. It doesn't matter when you're listening to this recording. Some of you have faith, some of you lack faith, and your results show it. That's the thing that's keeping you from having the thing you want, is faith, period. If you had faith, you would do more autosuggestion. If you had faith, you would do the daily repetition. If you had faith, the reason you don't do the thing necessary, the boring, the plain, the discipline, is because you don't have faith it's going to work. You have proof that it does not, so therefore you keep providing the proof. I tried that, it doesn't work. You didn't try it in a certain way, as Wallace D. Wattles would say. Faith is a state of mind you can develop at will. After you have mastered the 13 principles, because it is a state of mind which develops voluntarily, the beatings will continue till morale improves, is not a good method to developing faith. Through the application and the use of these principles, this is italicized and underlined in my book. It's italic. I didn't make the italicization. I doubt that's a word. Repetition of affirmation of orders to your subconscious mind is the only method to the method of voluntary development of the emotion of faith. It's right there. That should be the $1 million secret that jumps up. Should be, could be, maybe. Repetition of affirmation of orders, writing out your daily conversion, your daily version of your DMP. writing out your gratitude blessings. How many of you did your gratitude blessings before the call? Some of you did. I've got a young man who's in Miami right now who writes out his gratitude blessings for the last 4 years every morning. That's a lot of writing. 360, that's 3,600 blessings he writes out a year. Times 4, 36, 4 to almost 15,000 plus blessings. And you look at his life and you go, wow, his life seems magical sometimes. I can tell you where it was before he was writing them. Oh my gosh, he's written out 15,000 blessings. I've written out 4. It's not necessarily quantity, it's quality. And you get better at writing out blessings or not. And sometimes you reach plateaus. It's because your energy hasn't shifted in your blessings. Your energy hasn't shifted in your faith. Repetition of affirmation of orders to your subconscious mind. What did you wake up this morning and set your intentions for? It's so easy. It's so easy to create success. So easy. It's so simple. Somebody once said, if it's easy to do, it's easy not to do. We think we're so busy. We think we're so valuable. We think we're so important. If you are not keeping your dreams, alive, you can't keep your promises. And you know why you lose faith? Because you can't keep your promises. And you keep lying to yourself. Listen, I know that's hard. You keep lying to yourself that things are bad, that life is tough, that the new thing, the next shiny thing will get me there. It won't. I promise you it won't. It can't. It can't, because the formula you're using is a broken formula, and it doesn't matter how good the thing is, the formula is broken. Could you imagine, there's people who have the oil changed in their cars more often than they change the way they think. Perhaps the meaning may be made clearer through the following explanation of the way men sometimes become criminals. Stated in the words of the famous criminologist, when men first come into contact with crime, they abhor it. When you first came in contact with poverty, you didn't like it. You couldn't get your candy. Do you remember? That's the first sign of poverty. You didn't call it poverty. You just called it, I didn't get what I want. What's happening right now in your life, now that you're a mature, seasoned adult? You're not getting what you want. Same damn thing. You're not getting your candy bar. You're not getting your ice cream. You're not getting what you want. You may call it poverty now. You were taught poverty. When men first come into contact with crime, they abhor it. If they remain in contact with crime for a time, they become accustomed to it and endure it. If they remain in contact with it long enough, they finally embrace it and become influenced by it. Do you realize, listen, this is for me. You are being influenced by what you don't have. You are being influenced through your thinking of poverty. Well, I got bills to pay and I got to do stuff. Great. How's that working for you? When's that changed? When has that formula changed for you? When has the thinking process changed for you? Here's what I have underlined. This is the equivalent of saying that any impulse of thought, which is repeatedly passed onto the subconscious mind, is finally accepted and acted upon by the subconscious mind, which proceeds to translate that impulse into its physical equivalent by the most practical procedure available. When men first come into contact with crime, they abhor it. If they remain in contact with crime for a time, they become accustomed to it and endure it. If they remain in contact with it long enough, they finally embrace it and become influenced by it. We're going to read the same sentence. I'm going to change one word. When men first come in contact with poverty, they abhor it. If they remain in contact with poverty for a time, they become accustomed to it and endure it. If they remain in contact with it long enough, they finally embrace it and become influenced by poverty. This is the equivalent of saying that any impulsive thought which is repeatedly passed to the subconscious mind is finally accepted and acted upon by the subconscious mind, which proceeds to translate that impulse. There's no words in the subconscious. There's no words in your brain. There's only a physical vibration. There's only energy. And that impulse, whatever that poverty is, whatever that sound is, whatever that thought is, that is constantly showing up, constantly showing. You know what? It's hard for people who are poor to think rich. Why? Because poorness is all around. It's hard for rich people to think poor because there's richness all around. Which proceeds to translate that impulse into its physical equivalent by the most practical procedure available. In connection with this, consider again the statement. This is italicized and underlined in my book. All thoughts which have been emotionalized, given feeling, and mixed with faith begin immediately to translate themselves into the physical equivalent of the counterpart. I'm so stupid. You ever know anybody say that? I never get a break. Why does this always happen to me? The universe says, well, it doesn't always happen to you, but we can make it always happen to you. Is that your order you just placed? Because we normally beat ourselves up with what? With happiness and no, with tremendous emotion of negative feeling. And since that's the radio station we're turned to, I'm pissed off FM. The signal is loud and clear. Nothing changes. If you have a dog, does your dog act differently to the different people who come and deliver if you get packages? The people that are the different people who bring you packages? You see him as a nice person. Hey, listen, it's my FedEx driver, it's my UPS driver, it's my DHL driver, it's my mail lady, my mailman. It's all of these different people. Why do the dogs act differently? They seem like they're all nice people. Because dogs read a different vibration. Who you are, speak so loud, I ain't got to hear the words coming out of your mouth. The emotions of feeling, the emotions or feeling portion of thoughts are the factors which give thoughts vitality, life, and action. The emotions, the feeling portion of thought. Well, I'm gonna be a millionaire. I gotta do my video. I can promise you, there ain't a snowball's chance in Hades you're ever gonna succeed because of the state with which I wrote out my DMP this morning. I wrote out my intentions like that. Well, what do you mean? Like what? With that feeling? Did your body feel this way? Yeah, I wrote them out. I had to write 10 of them and I had to do the because. Burn it. Burn it. Burn it. That may be the only thing that comes good from that is the heat from it. When you grasp, when it sinks in, when it's going to hit you like a sledgehammer, your state produces everything. Your faith in your state produces everything. If you got ticked off yesterday because of something you heard on TV, some post you read, something your family said to you, something a prospect did or didn't do, you have no control over your success. If you say somebody lied to you and that ticked you off, you have no control over your success. You are going to lose, period, end of story. What are you talking about, Sean? They lied. People lie. It's the greatest thing on the planet. Why is that a surprise? You think you're special? You think you're unliable to? You think you have such a presence that people are not going to lie to you? Who do you think you are? That's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Here's the thing. Your story, your physiology, your neuroencoded story that you have is going to fight this so tooth and nail with such vim and such vigor. I promise you, something big was going to happen this morning, because I have gone through my kitchen now for the last 2 years, 2.5 years. And we have this little compost bin that hangs on one of the cabinet doors that we put all of the cut off onions and fruits and anything else that we don't use. We don't throw that stuff away. That goes in our compost pile, because I make dirt here on the ranch. This morning, I knew it, and I made it happen. Oh, I programmed it to happen, because coffee grinds are great in compost. Tremendous nitrogen in coffee grounds, tremendous carbon. They really help. Anyway, so that's a whole nother training. So I started dumping. I said, why should I dump the little bit of coffee that's left in the coffee pot down the drain when I can put it into the compost pile? So I've been pouring the coffee into the little compost bucket. This morning, what do I do? I knew it. I programmed it. I knocked the damn thing off, and there was probably an inch of coffee liquid in there with coffee grinds in there and some tomatoes and some onion peels. And I knocked it down, and it fell down, and I just started laughing. I ran and grabbed a couple of towels, because the coffee is gonna get on the floor, and I'm laughing. Michelle's like, "Oh my God, what happened?" Because I said, I just knocked the compost bin off the thing. She goes, how did you do that? I've walked by that thing hundreds, thousands of times in the dark. I knocked it off today because I programmed it. I said 3 days ago, when I started pouring the coffee in there, I'm probably gonna knock this damn thing off. That pissed me off. I knocked it off, and I just started laughing. I went, oh my God, I knew it. Why didn't I shift that? Why get mad? Why lose control? If you programmed it, your current success is your success, your current level. Oh, I didn't plan on having somebody steal my money. You had a story. If it happened to you alone and nobody else, or if it happened to a variety of people and that's consistent, it's because of their frequency. You believe something to be not true, and you knew it wasn't true to begin with. That happens when friends tell you they're going to sign up. Oh my God, I believe them. They're going to sign up. Why don't you ask them the next question so you don't have to be upset? I learned all the questions I asked because I got tired of being frustrated. I'm ready to get started. I'll do it tomorrow. What does that look like? Crap. What do you mean? What does it look like? Yeah, what does it look like? If you get started tomorrow, how would you feel? I'd feel great. How would I feel? You'd feel great. Awesome. If you don't get started tomorrow, how would you feel? Not so good. How do you think I'd feel? Probably worse. So we have a choice right now. Do we both want to feel bad tomorrow? Or do we want to feel good? You say that to somebody? What the hell not? I have faith, and my faith is in me. I have very little faith in you until you have faith in you. I can't have faith in you. I'm responsible to you, not for you. If I had faith in you, I'd be responsible for you. I don't have faith in you. You don't have faith in you. My faith in you isn't going to change it until you have faith in you. Now we can have a different conversation. not only thought impulses which have been mixed with faith, but those which have been mixed with any of the positive emotions or any of the negative emotions may reach and influence the subconscious mind. This accounts for the strange phenomenon which so many millions of people experience, referred to as misfortune or bad luck. And we're going to end there. Act as if, what Dorothea Brand said. Faith is a state of mind which can be induced by autosuggestion. Questions, comments, thoughts on faith? Ooh, there's a lot of stuff underlined here. If the ether carries all vibration at the same moment, then it's clear we easily attract what we think about. Wow. Yep, that's pretty true. Questions, comments?
Good morning, Sean.
Morning, Silka.
How are you this morning?
Outstanding.
I am excited that you are outstanding again. Can you explain the faith part again? I'm a little grappling with that still. Faith
Okay.
in myself or faith in others?
Yes. Faith in people are going to be true. And so, Lola Bean, you have faith she's going to be happy to see you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where does
that faith come from?
Because she always acts the same way when she sees me.
So here's the thing. What's happening is that could you imagine if you showed up and you're like, oh, is she going to bark at me? Oh, wow, she's like this all the time, but I am anticipating her to bark at me. Not going to happen, probably.
And she only barks at my daughter's fiance.
So when you have that kind of faith, that knowing, you can have that faith about people. People are going to be screwed up. And us talking to them doesn't fix it. Man, I've been talking to some people for a decade and they're just coming out of their coma. Some people it takes 10 minutes and they come out of their coma. Some it takes 10 years. I just have faith that when you're ready, you're ready. And when you're ready, we can do more of what you're ready for. So that's faith in other people. Faith in yourself is the most free will. We talk about we have free will. We have the only thing that makes us different than the animal world is we have complete and absolute control over our thoughts. We have the free will to think what we want when we want for as long as we want, as much as we want. And we choose to let other things outside of us determine that. So faith in you is to start to put the faith back in you. Have faith that you're capable, faith that you're a miracle, faith that you're beyond incredible in what you do. If you can ever step into amazingness, it's because faith was easily and effortlessly at your back. When you struggle, you have no faith. So how do we get it to have consistent, happy, joy, outstanding every single day? Every single day, every single moment. We have to pay attention to every single day, every single moment until it becomes our new program. Your subconscious, I say yours, editorially yours and everybody else's subconscious is programmed to provide you limitations.
Why is that?
Because that's how you're programmed. That's how you were taught. You were taught only be this much, only be this good. Your frequency, when you go out on the internet because you're this beautiful blonde exotic with your accent and guys want to hit on you, you create that frequency. You don't set up the frequency. Don't be an idiot and hit on me. Don't waste my time by trying to slide into my inbox and say, hey, listen, I'd love to go on vacations with you. That's literally a frequency that you put out. Not because you want to, because you're wired to defend it.
Or they assume that I want to pay for them. I mean, I don't give that kind of.
Yes, you do. You do. I'm not
But
saying
I want to pay for a man. I mean,
Sure.
that's always so bizarre. No.
Well, so let me ask you
It's
this.
the most bizarre thing for me.
But does it repeat?
When a man asks me for money, I mean.
Has that happened more than once?
Yes.
Then that's a signal you put out.
How?
How is not the answer. Why is the question. How is because it's a signal you put out. It's a frequency you put out.
Why?
Listen,
why would I do that?
Because you like to argue.
I like to argue.
You like to argue. You like to have debates.
No.
Yes. You're doing it right now.
Only with you.
I know. Here's my point. So it's not that you want to pay for men.
No,
you don't want to do that. I know.
No.
But what you want is a way to have dominion over them. And so you find these weak signal wise, you open up a window that allows these weak less than men to show up in your world who say, hey, listen, so take me on a trip with you. What are you, nuts? It's simply a frequency. I promise you. I know it sounds crazy. And I've been doing this for 40 years. Well, I'm not asking for that. Why don't guys show up to me and ask me to take them on a trip? I'm serious. Why don't they?
Well, I don't know. Why don't?
Okay, so they
But
don't. First of all,
in
they
your
don't.
in your case, it's women that show up and ask you.
No, women don't show up and ask me to take them on a trip either. They just don't.
No,
No, no, I've never had that happen.
maybe because you don't travel.
I've stood on stage in 36 countries.
I
I've been
I
in
don't
front.
know, but that so
I'm
how
telling you.
can I?
Well,
So tell me how I can just fix that because
so
I just don't want any more of
so
that.
then tell me what you want. See, here's what I hope everybody's gathering this. You're telling me what you don't want, and the universe doesn't
I
give you.
want men to take me on trips
Excellent. So
and
what would that?
treat me like a queen.
So what would that sound like? What would your
But
frequency sound like? What would it sound? How would you write that on a page? How would you be so gratefully filled with enthusiasm, and they would absolutely love it. They are seeking you to have that happen in their life. What would that feel like? What would it feel like? How would you describe the feeling? Not even the words that you would need to use. What would the feeling be like if somebody said, Silka, I would really love to spend more time with you, and I think it would be great if we went on a trip, and you were hoping this would happen, and it felt good, and all of a sudden a dream just comes true. Some amazing, gorgeous looking guy who's got his sense together. He's not a cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. He's got good sense. He's got stability. He's got all of the things, the 75 items on your list. He's hit every single one of them. What would that feel like?
that'd be freaking amazing.
So when's the last time you had that freaking amazing feeling? I haven't had it because he hadn't showed up. They can't
Uh,
show. They
no,
can't.
some no, no, that's not true. I thought
Okay.
it showed up last year, but then it went away.
Well, hey, wait a second. I'm talking about yesterday. Did you have the feeling yesterday? Have you had the feeling today? If you don't have the feeling,
No,
it can't show up. This is faith. This is faith. It is required that we sit in the feeling of the thing we want, so the thing we want can show up. Could you imagine if your company had $1 million check and you didn't give them your mailing address? And they said, we mailed it. I didn't get it. Could you imagine how many times would the company mail $1 million check to you if you didn't get it on the third or fourth time? Like, what freaking address are you at? Just send it anywhere. I'll get it. That's what happens in the universe. We say, I want this, and I'm so happy and grateful now that I have this, and I have all of these things, and this, that, and that. And then you never tune into it. And the universe has it. It has it. It's as close as your skin. And you never put down your address for it to show up, which is the frequency you sit in right now, because you'd like it to show up in your life, not somebody else's. And when somebody takes your energy away, stuff shows up in their life. Oh my God, they always have everything good for them because you wish it for them. I wish good for everybody. I also wish myself a hell of a lot of good too.
yeah, of course. I would think I wish good for myself,
Sure,
and I,
but your current situation is the result of what you've been wishing for. And there's a lot of good things in your current situation. There's other things that could be better.
yeah, there's
So
room for a lot of improvement
so
in my
sit
current situation. You are very right.
so sit in the improvement, not the current situation. That's faith. Sitting in the improved situation, not the current situation, sitting in the thing that can't be seen, that can't be touched, is faith. And then the universe brings it to you, and you're like, oh, finally. I promise you. It's hard to explain until it's not. Yet everything you want, if you don't wake up with the guy next to you in your mind with the frequency of the 50, 70 things or however many, whatever the list is up to.
It was 81, but I have not looked at it in a very long time.
So then it's not going to happen, Silke. It
But
can't.
you told me all I needed to do was write it and put in a drawer.
Yes, but you have to write it and stay in that state. You don't have to, you're not, the reason I say don't look at it is because you're trying to say, you're going to say, why has that not happened yet? How come I don't have this? Well, that should have, you've got to set it like the Norocco rotisserie chicken thing. Set it and forget it. The challenge is the frequency with which you set it is the frequency with which it shows up. There has to be this burning desire, this state of emotion, this faith. The Think and Grow Rich, the most millionaire creating book on the planet. More people reference this as the reason of their tremendous success. The first 2 chapters is not strategy. It's state. It's desire and faith. Who the hell and what training program that's going to teach me how to be a millionaire spends 2 chapters on desire and faith? They say your why should make you cry. And that's the last time they talk about how to create a white hot burning desire in network marketing. You know who gets up and creates the white hot burning desire? The people who were broke, the people living in the car, the people who were homeless. And we go, they inspire us. Oh my God, if they could do it, I could do it. Very few I can't think of one company that teaches desire. They teach awareness. They teach suffering. They don't teach desire. They definitely don't teach faith because that's getting religious.
But I think so many companies are kind of religious when you look at it lately. It's more come out of that, and I don't know why it's going in that way. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about can you teach desire? I mean, doesn't that have to come from out of the person?
So what you can teach is that they have desire. You can teach them how to activate their desire, to turn on the switch. It's kind of like when a baby is born, what language could it speak?
Oh, any language you speak to it.
So
I mean, it doesn't speak, but it just hears the sounds.
Right. But if a baby is born, how much desire is in it?
I don't know.
Unlimited.
Okay.
So you can teach desire. You can activate the internal desire. Enthusiasm, in theos, the last part of enthusiasm, in theos, is to awaken the God within, the spirit within. And the reason most people don't have desire because they have no spirit. Their spirit has been beat out of them, has been locked up inside of them. When you activate somebody's spirit, you want to know when somebody's spirit gets activated? Ask them about their first love. Oh my God, when their first love, oh, you'd have thought the world ended. They talked on the phone for hours. They would text each other, blah, 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 whatever the story is. But there was just like life has never existed that way because that's the first time that emotion of love. And many of us have experienced that. I know I went through it. And I had my parents saying, that's never going to last. You're like, oh my God, we're going to be together forever. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. So you can activate it. It can get activated. The challenge is most people's desires had been activated and they were literally burned to the ground. And somebody said, I'm not going there again. and they've not given themselves permission to go back to their desire. So yes, you can activate it, which is why we have to ask questions. Strategy doesn't do a damn thing. Telling people what to do doesn't do anything. Words do not teach. You should be happy. What happens if you tell somebody you should be happy? Yeah. If we're in an argument, you say you should be happy. I ain't getting happier.
Well, I have been asking people if they want more joy in their life.
Don't ask them that. Ask them, what would more joy look like in your life?
Oh, that's interesting.
And the reason to switch is because do you want more joy in your life? They have to admit they don't have it. Remember, everybody is at a threshold. And if you ask them a question that drops them below their threshold, their amygdala activates, their fight or flight activates, and they become stupid and defensive.
Well, this person yesterday answered and said, don't we all need more joy in our life?
Yeah. And so now that's defense. That was a protection lever that said, I'm not answering that question. Don't we want more? I'm going to lump myself in with everybody else. What would more joy in your life look like? Ah, shit. I guess. And then you find out what more joy is. Don't we? Shouldn't
Well,
we?
you always have the most amazing way of asking things. I don't know why I can't think of that.
Well, because you struggle with that because you like an argument.
No, I
Yes, you do. What would,
oh, I don't. I
what,
don't know why you think that. I really don't. I like peace.
okay, so I'm just going to ask the audience here. If you think Silka likes to have a little debate, not necessarily argument, debate, drop an A for argument or drop a J for joy. When she gets a little challenged, is she more argumentative or joyful in her conversations?
But only with you. I don't do that
Well,
with
that's
other
the only
people.
place they hear you talk.
No, I talk with
No,
them as
that's the
well.
only place this community hears you talk.
But I talk with this community, some of this community one on one.
Well, because they're letting you have your way. I won't let you have your way because
But
it's not working
no.
for you.
Well, I come here to get fixed. I don't go to them to get fixed.
Right. So
I
that's
go
why
to
they
them to be friends with,
right.
and I tend to not argue with my friends. I
Well,
mean,
but see, here's the thing. You are going to have to argue with the prospect
yeah, I do.
so they can
But
so
I
they
stop myself from arguing with the prospect too.
not when you say don't we all need more shouldn't we have don't you want more joy? That's an argument.
That's an argument
Well, look at the thing. They never answered the question. Don't we all want more joy? That's not my question. That's a great answer. I believe everybody should have. You didn't answer my question. So I figured out a way to have them not be threatened when they get asked a question.
well, this person said specifically, don't we all these days? And then this person went on to say that nobody's traveling nowadays
That had nothing to do with do you want more joy? They never answered the question. They never answered the question
because they probably would like more joy.
because they'd have to admit they're a failure.
But yeah, and they would never admit that.
And they'd never admit that. So why ask them a question they're never going to answer?
So how did you tell me to ask?
I'm curious, what would more joy in your life look like? What does joy
Oh,
look
I
like?
really need to program my brain as in John's brain. Like I said, I wish I could just implant a little part of your brain into my brain.
Well, you've implanted some of it.
You
The
said
point, the
I'm curious, what would more joy in your life look like?
well, say, listen, if you could have more joy, what would it look like? If joy showed up in your life, how would you know it existed? What would you be doing? What would joy in a what would a week filled with joy look like? Oh my God, I'd have no clue. I know, but if you did, you have to
If
have
you
some
did.
dreams.
Wow, yeah, evidently I just
You're the fact
ask all the
you're
wrong questions.
well,
I
no, they're good questions. The challenge is that they're going to create an argument, and when they start to argue, you have no comeback. Well, I don't know why they're getting mad. If I want you to get mad, I can make you mad. And if I'm making you mad, it's because I'm having you burn off fear and doubt. I can't have a conversation sometimes with people and get them into happy and joy and oh, everything is peaceful. Bullshit. You're not going to do anything from there. You're
well,
going
and
to have to
I
get
wouldn't come here if everything was happy and peaceful.
I know.
Maybe I would just for the community, but I mean, literally, I come here to learn and to get better. So, uh, yeah. So
So
that's
rather than don't we use things like what would it look like? If I were to ask you to describe the word joy, what would be your definition of joy? Oh, happy and peaceful. And when should that show up in your life? Well, I think we should all have it. I know, but when do you think it should show up in your life? It's deflection.
Well, I
People,
was almost going to say, well, it's in my life. So, but that's what it felt like to say, just because this person assumes that everybody would need more joy, meaning that everybody is in the same
right.
exact place as this person is.
So again, it's a deflection. It's how do I avoid being seen?
But they also literally said that they didn't have enough joy by
Right.
by
Well,
by saying that.
people lie.
Yes, I know. I know.
And so if we know that, say, hey, listen, we're going to have a conversation. You'll probably agree with some of the things I say, some of the things you may disagree. Can we agree at the
And
end of
you're probably gonna lie.
and listen, I hope it doesn't come across to me, but I'll probably lie about something. You'll probably lie about something. But you know what? We'll probably know each of us is lying, right? So it'd be better if I didn't lie.
You say that to people? No.
Absolutely. I don't say it'd be better if you didn't lie. I say it'd be better if I didn't lie.
See, I would say it'd be better if you don't lie because
Right.
I can tell.
Because and I can tell too, but the thing is that I am staying in complete control. You do not control this conversation. My prospect. They will think they control it by throwing out objections and trying to test my faith. Listen, I didn't have you before we started. I don't need to have you after this conversation. My question is do you want to have more of what you want? It's not for me. Do I benefit? Hell yeah, I benefit a lot if we go into business together. Question is do you want to benefit more? And if you think it's one-sided, then you don't understand business and anything else before I go. I'm not
Yeah,
here trying to train a monkey how to slap a switch to get a treat. They already know how to do that. It's called a paycheck.
yeah, it's so crazy when people tell you, "Oh, you want to make money off me." It's like, no, I want to help you make
Yes, I
money
do.
off
And would you like me to show you how to make money off of me?
me. You say that. Yes, I do.
Yeah, for sure. I want to make money off of you. It's called leverage. It's called building a community. My question is you're evidently I've done a horrible job of showing you how much money you could make off of me.
Oh my God, Sean, what am I gonna do?
You just practice.
I'm practicing. That's why I keep showing up.
Well, but you've got to practice it on your own and not just when we're here on the call. You got to write this stuff down and say, okay, if somebody says you just want to make money off of me. Oh, what's that? Yes, I do. And the key is that I've probably done a poor job of showing you how much money you could make off of me. How much money would you like to make off of me? And you just watch their brain collapse. What? Yeah, how much money would you like to make off of me? Because that's what this is about. Me teaching you how to make money off of me.
And how are you gonna do that?
Very well. Why do you ask?
Oh, you have an answer for everything.
It's because I've been attacked with everything and I got tired of being attacked. So I came up with very sharp responses that you don't want to touch those because it's about you're trying to make it about me. You're sitting here broke, my prospect. You're sitting here without having what you want, without having health, without having wealth, without having something,
Without having joy.
without having joy. And you want me to, and you want to argue with me that you're happy, that you're okay. I'm not going to accept it. You can accept it or not, but you showed up saying I want more joy. Is that correct? Yes. Then shouldn't we be working on that instead of you trying to argue why your no joy is okay?
And why we all should need more joy.
Yeah. So
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
you're
I
welcome,
could
welcome, welcome.
I need to put this all in my brain.
Well, let's go back and just listen to the. It's on. That's why I put them on YouTube, so they're available in moments after we're done. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you.
Love you. Thank
Love
you.
you too. Let's go to Selena. Good morning, Selena. and you might still be, I don't hear you. Is it me or somebody else? Can you all hear her?
No,
Okay, good.
I can't.
Thought maybe I was having a stroke. We'll let Selena work on her audio and we'll go to Miss Christina.
Wait, can you
Oh,
hear me
there you
now?
are. Okay, good.
Okay, I think it was my headphones. Good morning. How are
Good
you?
morning. Outstanding.
Amazing. So I am about to start the chapter of faith. I think I'm like one page away from it, and I'm actively being taught this in my life right now. So there's a lot of symbolism and synchronicity, which is super awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember when I brought up the whole thing with my flight experience
Mm-hmm.
and how that had a lot to do with faith. So I actually got on a flight 2 days ago, and as you were talking about the subconscious mind, and like we know these things, but it's different when you experience it and you're aware of it, how your subconscious mind is actively attracting and seeking things to confirm what it believes.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, out of everyone on that flight, I sat next to a girl who was terrified. And right as we're taking off, she's like, I'm so scared, like all the plane crashes. And I'm like, oh my God. As I'm actively working through my own fear based off experience, not based off someone's projections.
Right.
So I'm like really doing my best to like ground myself and just breathe and be mindful of the stories. And then 10 minutes into the flight, the pilot is like, you guys, we're going to head into like bad weather and a storm right now. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And like everything was being confirmed in my brain. And I was like repeating the same experience. But of course, I'm aware of this and I'm like really doing my best to control the narrative in my mind. But like the bodily experience, like you can't deny the heartbeat and the fear. So when something is happening that's confirming that subconscious programming that you no longer want,
Right.
what do you recommend to do in those moments? Because those moments are transformative moments.
Sure.
So, how do you override those stories when you're being shown something, or at least your brain is processing something to confirm it? Because my mom doesn't like flights, and she was on the flight with me. And I
Mm-hmm.
look back 2 rows where she was sitting, maybe about like an hour into the flight where I'm still processing a lot. And she's peaceful and relaxed. And because she never took her headphones off to hear what the pilot said. So that was confirming to me how everyone is in their own experience and story. So there was like a lot going on.
So who got scared?
I did.
No, you didn't.
Oh, that part of my mind did.
But that's how you maintain it. Who just showed up? Who's getting scared? I'm not scared. I sat down on the plane. The plane is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So you lost control. That's how you get control back is you ask who the hell's in control? Because it's not you. If you were scared, you'd be scared now.
Yeah.
So you weren't scared. And that's where people don't want to use the understanding that we are multiple personalities.
Yeah.
Because when you're happy, have you been happier than you are in this exact moment? Have you ever been happier than this moment?
Yes.
Then it's not you. See, when you decide it's always you, then you'll never not be happy. I don't understand. I can't. So I do my best to say it 1,000 different ways in the hopes that somewhere I'm going to cross over a path that somebody's going, oh, I get it now. Because I don't know why nobody gets it. I don't understand why nobody gets it. I don't know how you can't be happy all the time. I just don't get, I don't know how you wake up mad and frustrated and aggravated and less than and in lack. I don't get it. I don't say it's bad. My goal is to try to transmute that into happiness right now. You guys
Yeah.
all giggled. Sean, how are you? I know he's going to say outstanding. I can't understand why you're not,
Yeah.
but I don't blame you for it because that's your life. When you want to be outstanding, what do? You call me, Sean, how are you? Outstanding. Okay, I feel better. And you hang up, and that's fine. I love it. It's like, what the hell was that? Oh, I needed a little shot in the arm. For what? You're living life on this planet with this. The sun showed up, the moon's where it's at. How could you not be in absolute sheer joy all the time? The plane landed, both planes landed, right?
Yes.
How could you not be in ecstatic joy going, it
Oh,
doesn't matter what happened?
I was definitely.
No, you was. You just said it. I was. I
What's
was.
the list? Is that
No,
what I
you're
sound
not.
like?
No, you're not.
I am. I
No,
am
you're
very much
not.
enjoying. I mean, look where I am. I am
It doesn't
enjoying.
matter. But so then why are you less than? Why are you less than what you're supposed to be? I don't like it when he gets in this place.
No, I do like it because obviously I don't want to be that and I don't want to be
No,
there.
you don't.
And
But you,
I'm actively doing the work of,
no, you're not. Oh my God. That'd be
no?
like saying, I'm on a diet and I'm watching you shove ho-hos in your mouth. I'm actively doing
Okay.
the work of dieting.
But can you tell me what is the ho-hos that I'm shoving in my mouth right now? Is it what I'm
Doubt.
saying?
Doubt. Yes. It's exactly what you're saying. You just relived. Why would you even want to tell me the story about getting on the plane 2 days ago? And why would you want to do that
Okay.
again?
I
Jesus, you're eating the
understand.
freaking ho-hos. Oh my God, I'm so happy and peaceful and joy. Let me tell you about this. How faith happens and I get confirmation. Why don't you tell me about the confirmation of the trees growing there that God said, I'm going to plant trees so that you could walk? You didn't tell me about the
Okay.
faith of the beauty. You told me about the faith of the lack. Sat
Okay, I
down
get
next to the
it.
right. No, you don't get it. I'm going to drill it in there. I'm going to piss you off so much. I sat next to a woman. Oh my God, she's fearful, and my mom's fine. And it's like now I'm lacking. Now I'm less than my mom, who's fearful. I'm more fearful than my mom, and she's in her own world. Why can't I be in my own world? Somebody's got to hear my pain. I don't give a
Wow.
rat's ass about the
Okay,
pain.
I get it. I get it. I definitely get it. I see in myself, it's the part of myself that's constantly seeking understanding
Yeah, no,
as
it's
to
seeking
why
recognition.
recognition.
You're seeking You're seeking. Somebody show me I'm strong. Somebody tell me I'm strong for my pain. I went through this pain and I survived. I don't. So what? Who gives a flip? You're tough. Wow. So I'm weak. You're making yourself look better so others can feel that, oh, I should be around you. Nobody wants to be around you when
Yeah.
you're always dealing with
And
challenges.
also trying to cover up my own inadequacy.
No, really?
I'm not afraid to admit it. Okay, so learning lesson, what I take away from this is what I am holding on and like repeating in myself. So
Yep.
when things like that happen, I have to let go of it in the moment and just not let it take space in my mind.
So you have to practice. You have to practice that before your default mode network kicks in.
What does
So,
that look like?
so when I sit on a plane, you literally have to talk this out loud. When I get on a plane, Selena doesn't get on the plane. Now, after my Lima flight or whatever flight, and then this flight, oh my God. I mean, the next flight I get on, and I sit next to this freak who's never flown before, right? Of all of the people, they sat next to me. Look how powerful I am. You got to say how
No.
powerful I was. I brought that to me. Oh my God, I had to sit next to you. No. I asked for you to sit next to you because I promise you. You want to know what that girl is who was sitting next to you saying on her morning call somewhere? I got on this flight and I'm not afraid to fly. I freaked out on this flight. I don't know why I freaked out on this flight. The woman sitting next to me was a freak job, and I don't know, she showed up for you. You asked somebody, please put somebody next to me that makes me seem strong and I got to maintain and I got to work on me. What?
Wow. No, that's so true. Because in that experience, the whole time I'm like, it's okay. And I'm like trying to like talk to her about her life and her like trying to get her to see more in her own life as I'm like
Yeah, it was
actively
you were
freaking out
talking
inside.
you were talking to a mirror.
Oh shit.
She probably didn't even exist. People were probably going, "Who's she talking to? There's nobody in
Oh
the
my
seat."
gosh. That's crazy. But yeah, I'm not surprised.
Right? But don't you feel better about the story now?
Yeah.
I mean, you really realized you had an awareness and awakening that you put off on somebody. It was only you.
Yeah.
It
And
was
like
only you.
all those experiences do is remind me to be so grateful for life and why
Yeah,
waste another
okay, so
moment?
hang on. They used to. Hang on, hang with me for a second. I love you. They
Yes, yes,
used to
yes.
remind me to enjoy life. You haven't freaking enjoyed life once. Since that flight, in the Lima flight, you haven't enjoyed flying once. So they don't remind you to enjoy life. They remind you that life sucks and you're going to experience it again. And you lie because you're a great outspoken person who wants to inspire people. They remind me to live my life. And if I listen to that, if I was really listening, I go, what kind of crappy life does she live? If that's the living of life, you live in this fear 2 days after you got off the flight, you're still talking about it. That's the life I want to live. Are you nuts?
Oh gosh.
Isn't it crazy though when you hear it the way that you're saying it and somebody calls it out for because I love you. You know why nobody else calls you out on this? Because you have power, you have strength, you have so many attributes. I just know you're not using them all, and I'm going to call you out and going, okay, that's enough crazy cuckoo for Cocoa Puff story. You want to hear what you just said?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. I can't believe people let you say this crap. I won't let you say it. Because words have power. Life and death is in the power of the tongue, and you keep killing yourself. But they remind me to have such joyful experiences in life. No, you're in this beautiful place talking about a scary trip and some nut job sitting next to you. And then were there seats in front of you? Watch this.
Yes. Yeah.
So why did you have your mom sit behind you? Oh, I didn't do it. They picked the ticket. No, you had your mom sit behind you so that you could look back at life and go, see how much calmer life is in the past. They're all metaphorical moments. Why didn't your mom sit in front of you and you could look in front and go, mom's in front of me and she's showing me the path. Things could be happier. No, I turned around and mom's got her headphones on and she was all peaceful. The metaphor is that your past is easier than your future.
Bonus.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, knock yourself out. That one there, right there, should kick you right in the cheeks.
Wait, my past is more joyful than my future.
Sure, because you didn't know you were going to get scared on this flight, but because you could talk about the Lima flight. Now you got this flight to talk about in the past.
And you know, as I was on the flight, I was like, I can't wait to tell Sean about this.
And that part of you, I believe, was the part of you that couldn't wait to tell me because you knew you couldn't get any sympathy from me sitting next to somebody that didn't exist. You were talking to yourself.
Crazy.
Isn't it crazy? It's the craziest thing ever. Have you lost your mind? God, I hope so. Does it show?
Too many times. And also, as I was in that experience, it was validating how.
So you still want to keep talking about it?
Oh gosh, no, but this is a good thing. It was
Tell
actually showing me.
Tell it differently. Tell it
Yeah,
differently.
no, it was actively showing me how different I operate in this world, how different my perspective is, and how deep my experiences are of what I'm being taught, even on a mundane experience. So that I was grateful for. I was grateful for all of it. All of it.
So here's the thing. What it's really telling you, Selena, is that when you have no control, the only way you can control it is to step into your fear. And that's not a way to control your success because everything you're about to go do is fearful. It's the unknown. And this is where certainty, if somebody were to ask you, does Selena stand in certainty and significance? 99.9% of the population would say no. No, she's such a giving, caring person. My next question would be, is that predictable? Yes, then that's certainty. She's a caring, giving, sacrificing person so she can live in certainty and significance. And that's where pain shows up. You will be in pain for the rest of your life. So how do we shift that? We shift it by saying, isn't that fascinating? Life is going to give me opportunities to grow. And you get to grow. I love you. I love that how far you've come. The challenge is every time you take 2 steps forward, you take 1 step. It used to be 3 steps back. Now it's 1 step back. Is it okay if you keep moving forward?
Of course.
Do you ever
I'm supposed to.
Do you ever see Nemo?
Yes.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, 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 just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. You're like a shark. If you go backwards, you die. Keep going forward. Well, how do I do that? Very well. Why do you ask? We want to keep asking for strategy.
Yeah,
Strategy
I
is
need
not
to
the way
stop
out.
asking so many questions. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
you can
that's
ask
like an addiction of
questions,
mine.
but you're asking questions for somebody to validate and confirm your strategy. You're not a strategy person. You are the farthest thing from strategy. Yet when you get stuck, you get into strategy.
Yeah.
And so how do you awaken from strategy? It's state. It's your DMP. Let me ask you this. Is there somebody waiting on you right now? Not metaphorically. Is there somebody waiting on you
Yes,
to give you the,
definitely.
then what the hell do you want to tell a story about a scary plane ride for? If somebody's waiting on you, why would you take up 3 minutes of your life
Yeah,
telling a story? You can tell us.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, here's how you can use that. Listen, my life is a total train wreck. You never hear about them. You hear me tell stories about them. And when they're truly my biggest train wrecks, if I tell you they're my biggest train wrecks, you instantly can't hear them because you say he's better than me. His failures are bigger than mine. They're better than mine. So I always put them in a mentor story. So we create a common enemy. You can literally say, next time you get on stage, you can literally say, I got on a plane the other day and these two girls in front of me, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I swear that between the two of them, I didn't know how there was going to be any seat cushions left. They were so scared. See, but if you tell the story about you got on it, I'm trying to breathe, and my story of Lima, Peru, flying and blah, 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 everybody's like, oh, wow, you have special stories. Your pain is better than my pain.
Wow. But what part of you is aware of what you just said? Like that state of mind of,
Mentor
okay, yeah, definitely.
helps you how to do things you didn't know you could do. Listen, and
Yeah.
I'm mentoring me 99% of the time
Yeah.
because I pay attention to my signal. I pay attention to the downloads.
Mm-hmm.
I let that
Gotcha.
little I've worked on that little voice. You know how I started working on that little voice, sitting behind a car at a traffic light going, they're going to put on their blinker. They're going to go left and they go right. Shit. Well, I knew they were going to turn. I just wasn't sure which way they were going to turn. And you just start playing with that. There's going to be a horn blowing in the next 5 seconds. Okay, I'm picking up on it. You pay attention to these little signals.
Yeah. Wow. That was crazy. It's interesting how you can ask a question and have no clue what will come about from that question.
Well, that's what happens here on the Daily Awakening.
Thank you. That was indeed an awakening for the day.
Yes. And wasn't it nice that nobody saw it? I mean, you're out there by yourself. You got the trees, and I would ask the trees right now if you sit quietly, just sit quietly for a second, take a big breath in. There's going to be a breeze that comes through. It's going to sound like the trees are clapping. It's going to sound like applause.
It's the crickets.
There you go.
They're happy.
And if you didn't take that second, you wouldn't have known that all of nature is happy for you.
And that it witnessed this whole experience.
Oh, it knew it was coming. Why do you think it created the spot 1,000 years ago?
Right? This perfect
Yes,
seat.
that perfect seat right there. Those trees were growing. They're 70, 80, 100 years old, whatever it is, and the canopy and everything knew this. They were prepared for this moment. Now, everything is prepared for this moment. That's how powerful the universe is. Everything is prepared for this moment, regardless of where you are. You want to talk about omniscience and omnipresence and ready for you whenever you're ready? This undying readiness to serve you at any moment. The universe is ready for you wherever you are. And it's prepared a spot in any spot you could be. That's how prepared the universe is to give you exactly what you want. Anytime you have an aha, that space, that moment, that place was prepared for you in this moment at that space a millennia ago. Yeah, that's a little overwhelming when you really let it settle in, isn't it?
Very.
Congratulations. Welcome home.
Yeah, we're very, very blessed.
Do you walk this place often?
This is my second time. I'm visiting my grandmother.
Okay. So I'd name that tree you're leaning up against. And just so when you come to the ranch, just to give you a heads up, you will pick a tree. And you pick a tree because you get to stay here with me. Everybody that comes gets to pick a tree. I know where your tree is. And when I cut the grass or if I'm walking around, I will literally feel you. I'll hear something. I'll do something. If you get a text from me out of the blue, it's because I walked by your tree. You now have that tree. Name it. Hug it. And it's connected to everything. And when you're not even there with your grandmother, you can send your tree messages. Yeah. Ask AJ. AJ left all of his crap at the bottom of his tree here before he left. And it's turned into fertilizer. The tree is healthy, beautiful, and joyful. You can't leave crap. You just leave it energy and it knows what to do with it. You've just left your fear and doubt and your significance with this tree. Tell it thanks. Hey, thanks for sucking that out of me.
That's so beautiful. I love that. And I feel it, I see it, I hear it, I know it.
And so now believe it. There's people who can see, hear, and know and still not believe. Believe it.
Yeah.
Believe you're worthy of it.
Yes, I am it.
You know that tree has been waiting for you?
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Those trees have been waiting for you, and they couldn't be more happy right now. I promise you. You start to listen to them, and when we're done here, you sit with them for just a little bit. Ask them. You will hear wisdom beyond wisdom.
I'll definitely meditate hereafter.
Yep. That big breath you just had.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome home.
I really don't need to do psychedelics anymore. This is enough for me.
Well, I would agree with that.
Oh, thank you.
Because imagine your altered state is now your new state.
Yeah, definitely.
There you go. Now you're breathing. Now you're not programming. Now you're not projecting. Now you're not trying to be something you're not. You're finally who you are. And that's the best version of you.
Yeah, allowing yourself to be who you are.
Ah,
it's a good feeling.
It's a great feeling, isn't it? I love it.
Thank you. I love you so much. Thank you.
Love you too. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Christina, I know you're back home now. You had your hand up earlier. I don't know if you had a question.
Yeah, I'm at the office now. Thank you for the masterclass, Silke and Serena. That was awesome. And I think that when we are not in your physical presence, I think we need a Sean GPT to have all these answers to the questions. And it was just fascinating when you read from the book how you talked about the conscious and the subconscious mind. Yesterday, I was listening to a short clip from Dr. Amen that said about waking up in the morning and say, it's going to be a great day versus, oh, what day am I going to have today? It sucks to have to go to work today, right? So that it's again another reminder. And I also loved what you said to Silke about attracting the wanting to pay for people. Isn't it so fascinating that yesterday I reached out to you saying that someone asked me for money and I felt like now I understand that I attracted it because in my past, that's what I've been doing. I've been paying for all the guys, Silke, right? So this was something that I attracted. So that I thought that was so beautiful. And so thank you so much.
You're welcome. And thank you for sharing that. There will be people who will ask you now going forward, know that if somebody asks you, it's the test to see if you lose your stuff. People ask me all the time, people ask me all the time for money. I say, man, I've got something more than money. When you're ready for that, let me know. And I talk to them about their mindset. The only reason you're asking me for money is because you want a way out of your current mind. Your mind says you're broke. You're not broke. Mm-hmm. I promise you, you're not broke. You're not dead, so you're not broke. So you want more? The reason that you're calling me asking me for money is you really want something more than money, right? You'd like to have more money than you could ever know what to do with, right? Yes. Then we should talk about the mind. Money ain't going to fix it. Money is giving you crack.
Isn't it fascinating that the person who asked me asked the wrong person, because really that person should have reached out to you. But yeah. I think they knew that a beating might be coming, right?
Well, that's the thing, right? If a weak person doesn't attack a strong animal. And listen, I get it. I've been there. Oh, trust me, I've been there. I've been $1 million in debt. I'd like to ask people for a lot of money. Well, I did ask a lot of people for money. I said, listen, I owe you $100,000. I'll pay you 20 right now. I made 80 grand. I made a bunch of money when I was broke. I did. I had to pay taxes on it. I made money when I was broke. Yeah. Change the way you look.
And I have to say, and I really love that you're tackling the Think and Grow Rich again. And after watching Bob Proctor's movie, that's what I did. I took that stand and I have it open to 2 pages, and that's all I read one day, and really going back and reading it all the time. So it sits differently and it sinks in differently. So
congratulations. That's huge. A little JM3 yourself there, because that's huge. That's huge. I got the stand. It's right here. And it's the same thing. And what I love is that when I go back, because I've got somebody said, my God, that's like a textbook. It is a textbook. I've got all of these tabs. And when I turn the page and I go, ooh, that's got a lot of lines on it. I know what's coming up next. I don't remember what I underlined the last time I did something. But here I turn to this page in 144, thinking auto suggestion. Funny how that is. You have not convinced yourself enough to have belief. Your auto suggestion has kept you stalled. We just said that. This is on page 114 and we're on page 81. What? Most will say you are the master. Few will tell you why. Oh, snap. I know. So it's always good to have
you. And it's also interesting to it's not interesting. We all know it, how it all goes back to self-talk. Like I really listen to the self-talk. And if all the 9 people that are here, if you don't go to selftalkwithsean.com to have access and listen to that all the time, you're doing yourself a disfavor. How do you call that? Right? Because I leave it playing in the background, but every time I hear it, I catch one word, and that word carries me through the day.
That's a trigger. Yep. I love it.
So thank you. Have a lovely day.
Thank you. Love it. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. We went a little over today. It was fun. I'll do my best to keep it to an hour tomorrow. Tomorrow is, I don't know what today is. Today's Wednesday, I guess I'm thinking. Yes,
it is.
Wednesday. All right, everybody. I love you tons. I'm your head brain training. Let's get into the Forest Misfit. I'll see y'all where?
The next event.
At the next event. Somebody give me some Costa Ricas.
Pura
vida. Yeah, we love you, Mark. And some Lydias.
Peace be with us.
Peace be with us all. And the queen of helping you find all that you want, Jessie Lee Ward.
Boss Lee.
Boss Lee, we love you, girl. And a little white fluffy floating around.
Gurgly.
All right, everybody. I love you tons. We'll see you all tomorrow morning. Have some fun. Bye for now.
Peace, everybody.
Thank you, Sean. Love you all.
Bye, everyone.